have an attempt at 5.92.
So the fellas out on the track for the men's 800 metres, 2 laps of the track, and what a field this is. 8 men in this field have broken 1:43, 4 of them have run 1:41. And if I tell you that in the history of this discipline, 10 men have run in the 1:41s, and 5 of them have been this year. Speaks to the incredible quality of 800-metre running through 2024. The meeting record is very vulnerable. It's 1:44.6 by Kinyamal 3 years ago of Kenya. Let's have a look at this field, though. Silesia will be the pacemaker. He's going to take them out. He's due to take them out 49.8. Hobbs Kessler, one of the slowest in the field, but he was third in the Lausanne 1500. He's in good form. 3:30 he ran there. He's a 1:43 performer. Marco Arop, the reigning world champion from Budapest. Silver medal in Paris 2 weeks back, the Canadian. Lovely fella. The former basketball player is a huge figure too. He's out in lane 8. There is the world, the Olympic champion, Emmanuel Wanyonyi, the second fastest man in history, with that win in Lausanne 3 nights ago. Gabriel Tual of France, 6th in the Olympic Games. The European champion from Rome, he goes in 6th. Max Bergin there shares a lane with Preston, France. Bergin, the young Briton, personal best in his Olympic semi-final. He finished 8th in the Olympics. Preston was a semi-finalist. Bryce Hoppel, well, he was 4th in the Olympic Games, the American. He's a prolific racer, loves to get out and compete. The American champion, and he's so consistent. He's in good form, 4th in Lausanne last Thursday. Andreas Kramer, he's trodden new ground this year, the World Indoor Championship silver medalist, a personal best in Monaco just before the Games. He's with Atawi in lane 3. Kinyamal and Kitlinski share lane 2. Kinyamal, by the way, twice Commonwealth Games champion, but he's almost lost in this field, the Olympic semi-finalist. Kitlinski of Poland is a 1:45 performer. He'll be up against it here. And Cheminingwa of Kenya. Well, he's a new name this year, but he's 26. He was 4th in Monaco in 1:42. Didn't compete in Paris. But watch Wanyonyi here. This could be quick. So only the world record of David Rudisha from 2012, 1:40.91, and the name Rudisha stands between Wanyonyi and the world record. I think Rudisha has run that run 4 times faster than Wanyonyi, but he is the second fastest man in history. Look at Arop there in the yellow. Huge character, isn't he? Eases up into second place behind Silesia, the pacemaker, and he's doing a good job too. Silesia stretches them out. That's nice and safe because it's quite a big field for an 800. But Arop, well, he loves to be towards the front and to put the others under pressure. And also, Hannah, of course, if you're running up the inside line, you're running the shortest line.
Arop loves to front run. He loves a hard race. He got a bit caught up with the pacemaker in Lausanne. Let's hope that Silesia sits on the inside or the outside, gives Arop a lot of space there. So that's a smoother exit from Silesia. Arop, suddenly, he has a bit of a gap over Wanyonyi. Wanyonyi ran really fast at this stage in Lausanne. It was down the back straight that he closed up and overtook the Canadian, but there's a gap at the minute.
So Arop has about 5 metres. If he knows that, and he has a little glance over his shoulder there. Going into the final bend now, the Canadian might have stolen too much ground here for Wanyonyi to get back to. He is super strong, is Marco Arop. 1:41 this year in the Paris Diamond League, just a month or so before the Games, and he's got this now. The gap is 10 metres. Watch the clock. It was 49.3 at 400. He was probably 49.6, something like that. This is super fast. The gap is massive. He comes to the line, and watch the clock here. It's going to be super fast. 1:41.87, yet another meeting record. Marco Arop delivers in spectacular style. He destroyed them there. Never gave them a chance. Wanyonyi got within about 3 or 4 metres of the bell. Arop pushed it hard, put his foot down on the throttle, down the back straight, and opened up an insurmountable gap with 200 to go, and then just went further and further away. That was true dominance, Hannah, against a fabulously strong field. 1:41.87. I thought he was going to run a little bit quicker, and maybe he needed some competition, that last 150, to get him dragged out to a quicker time.
For me, Arop there, I think he learned from Lausanne and he pushed down that back straight. He didn't let Wanyonyi back into the conversation at all, and I think that was the right decision tactically. But I think you're right, Tim, a bit of help perhaps in the last 150, and we might have seen Arop go even quicker. But just the fact we've seen so many 141s this season, the men's 800 is stacked, it's so deep, and it's incredibly exciting, and he's left a load of other 141 guys a couple of seconds down the track. But Arop, I think tactically he made the right moves to secure the win, but I think the energy expenditure over the whole race, over the 800, might have cost him maybe half a second or so. He was starting to fade in the last 50.
Well, 141.86 for Marco Arop, and look at that. That was pretty easy. He says just hold his hands aloft there. He's run 141.20, so half a second or so quicker than that. But that is astonishing. The daylight between him and the Olympic champion and Bryce Hoppel there, the Olympic fourth placer, was absolutely massive. And that's nice. Marcin Lewandowski, great 800-meter runner himself, who transformed into a solid 1,500-meter runner, recognizing the caliber of that run. Another meeting record on the men's 800 meters then. Marco Arop, 141.86. He wins by nearly a second and a half from Hoppel and Crestall. Max Bergen, solid running again, back in 7th place, but 143.73.